Yo, what's up? It's your boy, and it's Hump Day, and today I want to talk about, if you're struggling with the debate if you're an addict or alcoholic or not, right? Because it took me a long time to finally admit that, I struggled with drugs and alcohol. Like, for me, it was just a normal daily routine. It was just something that I did every day. When I finally started to realize that I had an issue was, number one, when I started spending all my money on it and not spending my money on anything else. Like, when I was constantly dead broke because I'm spending all my money on drugs and alcohol. That, of course, the game changer, right? Because now I'm getting evicted. Now, my bills, lights are getting shut off. It was a daily struggle. But before it escalated into that, I started realizing, again, I was an addict and alcoholic when I couldn't go without it, right? When it had to become a necessity and a part of my life, then I realized, like, I might have a problem. You know what I mean? Waking up sick and everything like that was just crazy. Take a step further before that, using a lot, right? Not being able to control how much I used, once I started using, you know what I mean? That was another key point. Once you get started, you just can't stop. You got to be stopped. So that was another point where I started realizing that, I might have an issue. Doing it every day, that's another thing. When you start, using drugs every day on a day-to-day basis, you might have a problem. I try to control it. I try to use in moderations. There's so many ways that I try to, control my addiction, but at the end of the day, it just beat my ass. You know what I mean? That's the facts of the matter. It just tore me up. Because I had no control. Part of my brain said, you got this, you're in control, but the realistic side of my brain already knew, but it was just so polluted that, there was no stopping the disease. So those are the things that, if you're struggling and you think you might have a problem, if you're using every day, you have a problem. If you're getting up dope sick, you have a problem. If you're leaving yourself dead broke, you might have a problem. If you're isolating yourself to go get high, you might have a problem. These are all, signs that you might have a problem. You know what I mean? Like, so nip it in the ass beforehand. If you're new and you're watching these videos, listen, I used drugs for over 25 years. You know what I mean? 25 years I got high. Every day. I even went to jail and got high, That's when you have an issue. When you go and you're incarcerated and you're using inside jail, you might have an issue. If you go to detox and you come out and you use, you might have an issue. So just my suggestions and my advice to you guys is nip it in the ass beforehand, because you don't want to get strung out in the disease of addiction and let it start running your life. There is help out there. There's people that understand you. There's people that understand what you're going through. So just keep fighting, because you're not alone. I love you guys. Have a great day.